Test.
Nobody's out there, right? Good. Uh, yeah, I feel like, uh, yeah, sometimes I just feel like, what do you feel like, Sean? It's just weird how like the money people get, it doesn't really correlate with like
CQ Art.
work done.
Welcome to my channel. Academy Impossible. Welcome to my channel. DEFB. Welcome to my channel. XYFM. Welcome to my channel. Another TTV viewer. Welcome to my channel. Simone de Beauvoir. Welcome to my channel. Whacked Art. Welcome to my channel. Small Steremus DC server. Welcome to my channel. Thursday. Welcome to my channel.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. I was just saying, I think a lot of the world is like that. I think a lot of the world, there's just this like, there's like these big systems, and you can get caught up in those systems, and then if you get lucky, you can find like a little spigot of money, and you go, oh, I found the spigot of money, and then you just have this like nice little spigot of money, but it doesn't correlate with like the actual effort done. There's like people doing a lot of work for like not very much money, and then there's people who are doing like very little work for just a lot of money. And then I don't know, I think a lot of work just comes down to a lot of like things that people do just come down to somebody who seems like an authority, somebody who seems like an important authority, like a professional person, just telling some people to do some stuff. That's the gist of like of just a lot of work. Like I figured that out. I figured that out. Let's tell this little story really quick. Back when I actually had jobs, I had a really good job at this company, and I remember seeing that. I remember seeing like, oh, the people who make the most money, they don't really do that much. They just seem important, but really like you look at what they actually do all day, they weren't doing the real grunt work. And so I don't know. I mean, I guess they were doing something that was hard, but after I quit that company, I just went out and started my own little business. I started this. I just went onto Craig's. I went onto Google and I typed in, uh, "How do you start your own company?" I got all hopped up on Adderall, and I thought I can do it. I can start a company. And I watched like an episode of Shark Tank, and I thought I'm gonna make my own company, and I'm gonna sell an IPO, and I'm gonna become like the next Facebook or something. And so I found an office and I rented out the office, and I got my company incorporate. I made it an LLC. I talked with LegalZoom, and I got all this. I got this really nice office, and I set up these conference tables. I got business cards. I had a corporate logo, and basically I just got a really nice office. I put a bunch of computers in there and like whiteboards, and made it look like a game studio, like a real legit place. It was a really like nice office, and like Charles Schwab was like next door. Like it was like one of the nicest office buildings in Fremont. Basically, I subleased it from this. I subleased it from a laser company that moved out, and they just wanted somebody to just stay there so nobody would break in. But really, it was really nice, and so I rented out some of the rooms, and I actually made a profit by having the office. Anyway, then I just put out an ad on Craigslist, and I said, game student, you want a job in a game company? If I need artists and I need programmers, and if you guys want to work at a game company, I'll give you jobs. But I made sure to say like it's not a paying job, and I said like I never made any, I never suggested that anybody would make any money. I said, look, here's the deal. I'll teach you how to make games. Like I'll teach you how to do professional game art, and you just help me make these games. And all these people did that. And the way that it worked is just I just dressed up in like a shirt and tie, and I said, "Hey, hello, I'm Sean Richards. I'm the CEO of Movie Media." And I just dressed and looked like a boss. Dressed and looked like a boss every day. And if you do that and you shake people's hands, they think that you're like a professional person, and they just kind of do what you say. You could just say, "Hey, I want you to come here every day for 8 hours, and I want you to do this, and I want you to do that, and I want you to do this, and I want you to do that." And people just do it. And I thought, that's how all businesses are. It's just somebody in authority that just tells people to do stuff. Except most businesses, they have a spigot of money, and they give money out to people, and that's the most important thing. That's the really important thing about a job. It's just money, but the money doesn't always correlate with like the work done. Sometimes people just have a job where they barely do anything and they get a ton of money, and then there's other jobs where somebody's working their ass off, like dishwashers. They break their backs and do all this crazy work. They make hardly any money. What's the point, Sean? Just that the world's fucking weird. It's not fair, and it's just kind of ridiculous. There's a lot of ridiculous aspects of like the adult world that just seem like, what the fuck? Like what, Sean? Like Home Depot. Home Depot, another job that I was at that just makes the work world seem really ridiculous. Let's let's talk about that. What about Home Depot, Sean? I don't know. I worked there, and there were all these black people there, and they just kind of acted like slaves. And I thought, why don't they just walk across the street was Cheesecake Factory, not across the street, but down the street a ways was Cheesecake Factory, and Cheesecake Factory also did not require any qualifications. Anybody could walk in off the street. They could work at Cheesecake Factory, and they could make twice as much. You could make twice as much money as you could at Home Depot. And I wondered, you saw these people at Home Depot and they'd been working there for like 20 years and they never got more than like 15 or $20 an hour. And I just wondered, like, why don't you guys just go apply to Cheesecake Factory? And they just didn't do it. It's like there's some invisible wall. A lot of what people do is just, people are really weird like that. People have these like invisible walls where they think, I can't do that. And why can't you do it? There's nothing stopping you from doing it. Just apply. You can just apply there. But people don't do it. Why? I don't know. Sometimes I think people just go to a job because their boss says, you better go. You're going to be there, right? Like people just get, they just think they're supposed to do something. They think there's like somebody in charge and they think that those people are leading them somewhere good. But I think in a lot of those jobs, they're not leading them good. They're just gonna keep milking them. Not milking them. I mean, they give them money. Actually, Home Depot is a pretty great company. Let's keep talking about Home Depot. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. There's like a Home Depot in pretty much every city, and what, Sean? It's kind of weird. Like outside that Home Depot, there's people with signs that say like "We'll work for food." Like they're like they need work, and there's all these Mexican workers who need work. I can't believe there's people out there watching this. I have nothing interesting to say. Nobody should be watching this. I'm just talking for therapeutic value. Yeah, at every Home Depot, there's all these Mexican people outside, and there's usually somebody with a sign that says, "We'll work for food," or "Please help, give money." But like in front of the Home Depot, there's almost always a "Now hiring" sign. It's pretty amazing. Like anybody can just go in and like get a job at Home Depot and get benefits and stuff if they're just willing to work. It's pretty great. They'll hire anybody. They hired people with like missing eyes. They hired a retarded guy to like gave him a full-time job bringing in carts. Home Depot is a pretty great company. You don't even have to do anything at Home Depot. If you get a job at Home Depot, you can just walk. It's basically like you just walk around the store, and then occasionally somebody will like corner you and they'll talk to you and they'll say, "Hey, do you know where the spray paint is?" And you can just go, "Oh, yeah, it's on aisle 17." And if aisle 17 is on the other side of the store, they'll be gone by the time they realize that there's no paint over there. And the place is so big that like you can just do that all day. You can just do that all day. You can kind of walk around, pretend like you're working, and then if somebody finds you, you just go, "Oh yeah, aisle 16," and they go, "Oh, thanks," and you go, "No problem." No problem. And they just by the time they're over there, you've already disappeared. What a horrible thing. No, yeah, Home Depot is great. Home Depot, you just clock in. It's all automated. You just get paid. You just get paid to walk around. You can just go talk with people, and you can just make stuff. You can just make stuff up. I think most Home Depot people do that because for $15 an hour, nobody's gonna learn like if each brand of paint, like what weather conditions each brand of paint is for. And so if somebody asks you that question, you're gonna look bad and they're gonna treat you bad if you say like, "I don't know." So you just make up something. You go, yeah, that brand of paint, it's really good for outdoors and it'll last for like 5 years. And yeah, then you just get paid. And people write horrible reviews about Home Depot in Home Depot San Rafael. They've just have a whole on Google. It's just a long list of just horrible reviews. They say it's horrible. All the people there, they're retarded. They don't know anything. I had terrible service, but they'll never fire you unless you like steal something. They don't even care. It's just this. It's this big system. That's what I think most jobs are. There's this big system, and if you and it's a big system of like just crazy shit, and people find like a little money spigot, and they get their little money spigot, and they just get their money. But meanwhile, I think some people, I think a lot of people, they probably have a mistaken belief that that job is gonna like lead them somewhere. They follow this manager and like this manager is gonna bring me to great heights, but he's not. He's just, I don't know, maybe he will, but I think in a lot of cases they just want you to do stuff so the money flows, so the spice flows. But like you can just spend like 10 years at one of those places and be like, why was I doing that? What was I at that company for? What was I hoping would be at the end of all that? And they're like, I don't know. You just kept showing up. You just kept going there. And like, it's weird. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. You think a lot of people do that? I don't know. But I often wonder, why do people do, why is anybody going to any of those jobs? The only conclusions I can come to is that their parents kicked them out, and I don't know, maybe they have kids. I think that must be it. I think most people probably do jobs because they want to get laid, or they got laid and now they have kids. Those are the forces that make the world go around. They're sitting at their parents' house, and then they try to get laid, and when they try to get laid, somebody says, the girl says, no, you have to have a house. And the guy goes, oh, you have to have your own place. And then the guy goes, okay. And then he goes and he gets a job, tries to get his own place, and then he gets laid, and then he has kids, and then he has to pay for the kids. Otherwise, I don't know why anybody does it. Why does anybody go to work? Why do they do it? I don't know. Why do you think they do it? I guess most people's parents don't just pay for their stuff forever. Most parents, I guess, just kick their kids out eventually, and they make them leave the nest. They go, it's time to sink or swim. And then they don't want to end up under a bridge, so they go to some building that said now hiring, and they just keep going. Just keep going forever. All right, Sean, that's enough. Don't disparage the work world. It's actually really kind of a beautiful thing. The more and more I think about it, it's kind of a heavenly system. It's basically, the work world's kind of nice. It's just basically, it's people doing services for other people. Like nobody wants to like check your temperature and like fix your feet, but there's a foot doctor, and there's like a place that you can go where people will take your temperature, and they'll stick a thermometer up your ass and do all this stuff that they don't want to do that, but they do it because the system will make sure that they get money, and then other people do things for them that they don't want to do. It would be a kind of a horrible world if everybody just did what they wanted all day long. Nobody would nobody would do plumbing, nobody would do road work, nobody would do anything for anybody else. So it's kind of a beautiful system. It's a I'll scratch your back if somebody scratches mine. It's really nice. I think the work world is really nice. And I think Joe Rogan has convinced a lot of fools like me to just think like, I just want to do what I want all day and somebody should pay me for that. I think that's stupid. That's not the way it works. The way the work world should work is you should do things for other people that they need, so that society rewards you with money, so that other people will do things for you that you need that they don't want to do, but they're, somebody's got to unplug toilets and pave the streets and stuff. And so I think it's a beautiful system. I think I'm the fool, but all the working people are in fact the good people. Yeah, everybody knows that, Sean. Yeah, I know. Let's just keep it straight. I just don't like it. It's just awful. I don't know. I should get used to it though. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna develop I'm gonna find a way to enjoy filling out forms and doing traffic or whatever the fuck. All those errands. You just have to do all these errands for a job, and you're just like, it's really frustrating to do errands for a job and then to feel like they're pointless. Like you do these pointless errands. Like, I already filled out this form. You need me to fill it out in this other format, and it's just like so stupid. And you just know it's just somebody's like, oh, whatever. They don't mind, whatever. We just give them the second form. Fuck them. People just. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to rant for a while. That was a bad rant, Sean. I was alright. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening to my bullshit.